Hello, hello, hello. Anybody out there? Right on. I finally worked out how this works. Karen, fat lad. Hello, Norfolk skies. Hardy, good evening. I have no idea. 12. 12 people. 12 people. I don't know 12 people. So, how everybody? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, Bruce, nice to see you. Elliot, took me a while to work out how to get this thing all going. I can assure you, me and technology just do not mix. Can I see this without glasses? No, I can't. Hackney, good evening. How's the knee? The knee is getting better. I'm hoping to get out on a camp on Saturday. I won't go too far, but in the last camp video, I'm going to try and find an easier way. Good evening, David, up there in far off Scotland. I'm going to try and find an easier way of getting to the Stone Rose and camp somewhere. Probably camp in one of the Bronze Age villages that is up there. So it'll only be a couple of miles, but the knee is getting better, thanks. Good evening, Barry. Karen's just sent me pictures of your chat while I was trying to work out how to get this working. Thank you, out and about. Thank you very much. I don't know why anybody's a fan of my channel. You're all strange people in that case. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks for that, Karen. I wouldn't have bothered if you hadn't kept bothering me. Have I still got the boat? Yes, I've still got the boat. At the moment, it's still parked where it was parked, and I haven't been able to get up there and do much to it. Problem is, where it is at the moment, there is no electricity, so I couldn't get any tools up there to work on it. I'm working on trying to get it moved closer to where my workshop is so that I can work on it properly. As some of you will know, I lost most of my tools in the fire, well, this time last year, so I haven't got an awful lot of tools at the moment. Yeah, none of us are unique. We're all pretty much, so hopefully anyway, those that watch my channel are all pretty much of a same sort of mindset. We certainly are. We're all strange out and about. We're all strange in one way or another, but then we're all the same in another way. I'm going to see what you've been saying about me. Hike with Mike, Media Box. They've obviously decided to leave us. So, yeah. Have you got any questions? I mean, I've got nothing much to say. My knee is certainly getting better, and I'm hoping to be out on a camp on Saturday out in the moor, as I said. Um, Although I'm a bit torn because if the weather's not as bad as they say it's going to be, I might go out on a canoe camp because I've just missed out on being out on the canoe for a while. So I don't know. I'm in an eyeing. I'm sort of 60% go on the moors. I definitely don't know 17 people, Karen. I certainly don't know 17 people. Yeah, I don't quite match him yet, but it's getting there. I need to get rid of it because the problem I've got is I've got a really curly beard, and it catches on the zips. I've got a zip here now, which is partially undone. It catches on, and that is agony. Well, not agony, but painful. Hello, today's world, and good evening. I'm not even going to try and do a David Bellamy voice. Not for you, anyway. Not in public. Oh, so what have other people been up to? I know what Auntie's up to, but what about other people? Queepy Crawleys. Oh, I see David Bellamy in person. You and the jungle roaming through. Oh, yeah, I'll give up on that. You in your own cellar. No, this is somebody else's cellar. I rent it, and I love it. I absolutely adore it down here. I've got two windows at the front and one at the back, and that's it. And that's all I need. Wild ginger. No, three windows. I've got one in the far room. Off to the Lake District. Oh, nice. I've never been to the Lake District. That's one area I do mean to go to. I need to get in touch with and survive the night and see if we can do something up there with the canoes. Grounded by the wife. I don't have that problem, thankfully. Hopefully, get down midweek next week, possibly explore Tin Mine, Texworthy Way. There's some lovely mines out that way, definitely. Um, See if you can walk up the Swincombe Valley up to the little reservoir that's there. It's lovely there. Hey, Mike, somebody from Florida. Technology is a wonderful thing, isn't it? 12 teenagers, you can keep that. 12 teenagers. Oh, God. No thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I know the owner knows I'm here. Hey, Steve. Hello. Hello. Hello to all the strange people. 20. Good God. Oh, no, I'm stuck. Oh, no, I'm working again. 20, 21. That's bigger than the village I was brought up in. Hey, Carl. Evening. You're at work. You're driving a train and watching me. I van rewatch. Teenagers and cats certainly do get into all sorts of trouble. I love cats. I prefer a cat to a dog, to be quite honest. Tavy Cleeve is lovely. It is a beautiful place. It is a wonderful place. Um, I've probably been up it too much now in this channel, but it is a wonderful place. I need to get back to Wheel Frederick and do a camp there at some time, which is just below Dotor, in behind Braptor. So yeah, I need to go there sometime. Basset hounds. Hmm. It's the ones with the long ears, isn't it? Yeah, I can see them being okay. I don't mind some dog. I mean, I used to have a Jack Russell, and I loved him to bits. Um, my daughter's just bought a Cocker Spaniel. My mother's got a Cocker Spaniel, and I like Cocker Spaniels. But if I was to have a choice, it would be a cat, definitely. Not that I could take it out on the hills with me. Hello, Sky Blue. Andy, what's it called? Kent Survival. As far as I know, no. And I've not heard of anybody actually finding a drone out there. God only knows where that went. It's probably still there somewhere in the long grass or the bushes, or it might have gone into the river and could be on its way to Florida now. So no. No, as far as I know, it's not been found. I saw he sent me footage, some of the last footage that they had from it, and I searched all around that area and I couldn't find it. There's an island in the middle of the river, and whether it landed on that island, I couldn't get out to the island. So whether it landed on the island um, or not, I don't know for sure. It could have been on the other side of the river, which I wasn't able to search. But you'd have thought from the height that I was looking down, you'd have been able to see something like that, but no chance. You're not allowed to use them on Dartmoor. Um, I hate the damn things really, but I can see um, some of the footage that people get are is brilliant. Desmond Dave takes brilliant footage up in Scotland with his drone, so I can see their uses, but I also think they're a little bit of a uh, well. Let's just say that if I was on Great Miss Tour and another YouTuber was up there flying his drone, I'd want to be throwing stones at it. It's a bit of a you go up there to be quiet and away from people. You don't want drones flying around. Helming on water. They probably do. Kersey. Hello, Kersey. Hello. I have no idea what I'm doing with this. It's brilliant. Watch the rest of my life now on this because I wouldn't know how to turn it off. I said it says end stream. Can you hear me okay? Any special plans for Christmas? Usually go down to Truro to visit my daughter. Some of you may know that last year when we went down to visit her, she collapsed. She had septicemia and it was touch and go. So Christmas is going to be a bit of an odd one this year. Um, so that's probably what I'll do is go down and visit my daughter down in Truro. I'm thinking I might try and get a camp in on the West Penworth Moors if I can talk her into picking me up. Beautiful area of the country. Yeah, you're right. People do need to respect others when flying. Is this my first live? It's definitely my first live. Yes, yes. I it. I was also very late with it. Sound is fine. Good. Thank you. I'm only going on, I've got little dots here beside the microphone, and it's only showing 1 or 2 dots. So I wasn't sure whether it was loud enough or not. Turn off pulling all the plugs from the sockets. Yeah. I do that anyway. That's very good standard practice in the evening, folks. Turn off everything. Make sure everything's turned off. Mrs. Darwell's legal challenge on wild camping. In my next video, I will, and I think I actually put it on my Facebook. A brilliant video that somebody Dartmoor Podcasts made about that. It's purely rich people pandering to rich people by closing off a huge section of moorland, which would be, oh, see you later, Anne, which would be just criminal. I've never camped in that area, but I will camp in that area because the the longest stone row in Europe is on that piece of land. And although you could walk there and back in a day, why should you? It's a beautiful area of moorland. You can't hear me anymore. It's probably the distance. I'll tie some string to a couple of paper cups and send it over to you. Hello, Chris. Bloody hell, the fox whisperer. It's a Toshiba, but it's not far off a Fisher Price computer, I can assure you. Facebook is still around, yes, or as I like to call it, Farsebook. I don't post much on it, I've got to admit. Mr. and Mrs. Darwell are an extremely rich couple that bought a large area of moorland on the South Moor. They've also got woodland and stuff like that in that area where they do pheasant shoots and things. And I personally think they want to close that area more so that they can grouse shoot and things like that up there. It's awful. I'm not against hunting, but to actually, to close off something that's been public right of way for donkey's years, just so that they can make a few bob firing pellets at grouse, I think it's disgusting. Sound is perfect. Thank you. Sound is fine. Thank you. Nature doesn't recognize deeds. I quite agree with you, Hardy. I quite agree. Refresh page. Nice camps would work. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll find that if they do actually win their case and close that area more, they'll have more wild campers than they've got now. And to be honest, I don't know anybody that's ever camped there. Carl might have done, but I don't really know the South Moor that well. It's somewhere that I am. Thank you, David. It's an area that I don't know that well, and it's an area that I'm going to explore a bit more. Fake book, yeah, it is. Dartmoor is it's not actually owned by the national park. It's areas of Dartmoor are owned by specific people, and they give you the right of way to walk on and camp on that area of moor. that they own. They can close it off anytime their area. Theoretically, they can close it off at any time because they own that land. Um, there's a tour not too far from me called Vixen Tour. And when I was a lad, you could go and walk around Vixen Tour, but 20, maybe 25 years ago, the owner of Vixen Tour closed it off and fenced it off and said you can't go up there anymore, which is a damn shame because it's a beautiful tour, absolutely beautiful tour. Fight the power. Yeah, I mean you've got to fight the power, but this isn't a government thing. This is a private individual who wants to, make as much money as possible from his area of land. And whilst I'm not against anybody, wanting to make money, um, taking away something from the public to do it, like in this, by this area of moorland, it's just disgusting. They won't change their mind, Chris. They won't. They'll fight this as far as they can. Um, I mean, it's lucky we've got people like the Ramblers Association, big groups backing this, because otherwise they would just walk all over the national park. Although I think the national park are actually fighting it as well. Which area more is it? It's I can't remember the name. You probably have to go. The video link is in my Facebook page or somewhere, Karen. You would probably have to. Look on there because I can't remember. I think it's down near the Erm Valley. It's on the South Moor. Hello, Nicola. So I've got somebody in Florida and somebody a few miles down the road. A lot of wild camping damage done during lockdown. Yeah, there was a lot of wild camping damage done during the lockdown, but it has calmed down. The one thing that I don't like is that there's an area on the moor called Foggin Tor. It's a quarry. It's a beautiful spot, but a lot of people are using it now. And I think that once it gets to maybe 3 or 4 tents in that area, people should just say, well, we'll go somewhere else. There's another quarry a little bit, about a half a mile further on, which is a beautiful spot to camp. Or you could go up to King's Tor and camp there, or you could go up to one of the higher tours. There are hundreds of square miles of moorland you can camp on, and why you'll see 15 or 20 tents in and around this one quarry, and I know why, because it's easy to get to. Is eminent domain a law in the UK? I'm not sure what eminent domain law. What you mean by the eminent domain law? So I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Yeah, Hackney. I believe they have done similar things on estates in Scotland. Eminent domain. It rings a bell, but I couldn't tell you exactly what it means. If you mean, can you trespass on somebody else's property? It's only at the moment, although it is looking like it could be changed, it is only a civil case at the moment. So the landowner would have to take you to court, although there are moves underway to make trespass a criminal case, which I think is awful as well. By Widgie Cross. Going to have a leg do. Thanks, Lee. Catch you again soon sometime, mate. I'll have to make you my moderator. I will post a link to this channel on my next film, Karen. So if you don't catch it on the Facebook, you will catch it, because I am going to mention it. Yeah, it's way too busy. Fogging tour these days is way too busy. Herd instinct, possibly, but it's easy to get to. It's just down the old railway line, and it's a beautiful place. It is definitely a beautiful place, but you can see, I think when Elliot and I were out with Ant last year, it might have been the year before, there were 17 or 18 tents and loud music coming from there. It's just not on. And I've certainly seen 15 tents there recently. So, no, it is sheltered in bad weather. Oh, right. For the greater good of the community. Well, yeah, I suppose so. But they would only do that for things like high-speed trains and roads. They wouldn't do it. I don't think they would do it for open land, open access, so that people could actually go out and walk on the moors. I might be wrong, but they can certainly take your property if they want to build a road through it, or a train track, as is happening in the UK at the moment with HS2. Compulsory purchase. They'll buy it. They won't take it. They'll buy it at the market rate. Dave's just said, yeah, compulsory purchase is similar. Yeah, I can imagine. It would be exactly the same here, Mike. Exactly the same. We are basically the 51st state of the United States. You can put a fag paper between a lot of the differences in the UK and the US. Luckily, we can't get Hershey bars too easily. That's one good thing, though. On the other side, you can't get Marmite too easy. So there's ups and downs. It does limit the number of tents in one camp. It's either 3 or 4. I can't remember off the top of my head. But what constitutes a camp? If there's a tent there and there's another tent 30 yards away, is that the same? A group? Is that the same two people, if you like, or is that the same couple of people? And I think that's where they sort of fall down on that. If it was 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 tents all in one sort of small area, then that would be a camp. Because I would love to do Cox Tor, which is just outside of where I live here. It's got a beautiful big flat area on top. You could get 30, 40, 50 tents on top. It'd be great to have a YouTube meetup or just like-minded people meet up on top of Cox Tor. Great views, especially in the summer when you've got the sun setting over Bodmin Moor, the beloved Bodmin Moor. All pray. And when you got the sun setting down over there, it's just it would be a lovely spot, but you can't do it. You certainly can't do it. Yeah, the Reform Act is something that we need down here, really. I will be. I'm hoping to go out on Saturday, which I know isn't really winter at the moment, is it? But hey, hello, Billy from from Australia. Yeah, I'm hoping to go out this Saturday, but I'm not 100. I'm sort of 60% going on the moors, or at the moment, sort of 40% going on a canoe camp. It really will depend on the weather. Yeah, thanks for that, Elliot. Yeah, it's Dartmoor podcast. It's not a podcast. Um, he's making really good videos, and he uh, he doesn't speak on the videos. He narrates on the videos. He's got a really good voice for narrating. Um, but his videos are really good, very very good, very informative. Jimmy, all the way up there in Newcastle, just starting work. There's another one watching the YouTube at work. Well, you can still stealth camp and let your wife know where you are. It's just not letting anybody else know where you are, Mike. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I'm very very lucky that I can 10 minutes and I'm on the moor walking. But a lot of people just don't have that anywhere in south of the Scottish borders really. I know you can go to the top of a mountain in above the wall line in the Lake District and Peak District, places like that. And they're a little bit more lenient. But most people that you see camping on British videos are stealth camping unless they've got permission from the landowner. Yeah, I've seen that MCQ is starting making videos again. I will tune in at some point. Hey, hello, Sandy. I love Bodmin Moor. The best tour of any moor anywhere is on Bodmin Moor. It's Kilmar tour. It's absolutely wonderful. It's my favourite tour. Spell checker out of control. Yeah, so I think the sound is a bit choppy for people here as well, Billy. Hopefully, it's not this piece of rubbish that I'm using. Did the sound go off? It's possible, Mike. It might help if I turn off the master computer. That might help. It might be just my being down here is uh, the internet isn't the greatest. Bronwynelli. It's a beautiful tour as well. And Road Tour is a beautiful tour, but Kilmar is my favourite. The horse's back, quarter of a mile of rocks in a sort of ridge. It's just gorgeous. Good. Well, it's probably other people's lines then. Probably is just you then, Billy. Oh, Glen T. Somebody from Cornwall, see? That's proper job, that is. Sound is perfect. I'd like to know what microphone you use. I'm just using the microphone on the laptop, Karen. That's all. Today's technology, tomorrow's crap. Yes. I've got just beside here, I've got my old 1950s radio with American Forces radio. I've not been able to pick up the American Forces on it, but it's actually marked on the dial for the American Forces radio. So it's not all crap. It could be. I don't know what's wrong with the sound. Um, it could be my internet. It could be just it's raining again here as normal. Could be something to do with the weather. Or it might just be, I don't know, North Korea blocking it. They don't make things like they used to, Karen. You're quite right. Although I'm glad they don't make computers like they used to, or this whole room would be full. Push bike ride across the moor. Yeah, you're welcome to that one, Sandy. I won't be coming with you. That's good, Mike. Billy. I would, but I've got books on top of it at the moment. Maybe if I do another live stream, I'll show you. It's a pie, I believe. Yeah, pie. But I've got books and things on top of it at the moment. So next time. I don't know if Mike is following Karen. She's got her own channel, Mike, if you want to follow her. And Karen, Mike's got his own channel. He goes into the Florida swamps. It's very good. He does his mellow minute. Mike was doing his shorts, if you like, his minute videos long before these YouTube shorts came out. Sandy, that was one of the most painful things I've ever done. I think I had the wrong shorts on for that ride. It was horrible. Yeah, I had blisters where you really don't want blisters. That was awful. And first day we had 60-mile-an-hour winds in our faces and rain for the first 3-4 hours, I suppose. Trees coming down across the tracks. And it was an absolute nightmare. It was horrible. And I bonked in Oakhampton, which is just basically ran out of sugar in Oakhampton. Sam had to rescue me by buying lots of sweets. So no, I didn't enjoy it, Sandy. I really didn't enjoy it. 2 60-mile days. It was just across Devon. No. Yeah, I've actually got my book on tin mining down there, which I'm reading again, thanks to Noel, who sent it to me. I am going to be doing a few more videos on the mines up there. I mean, I love the tin mining aspect up on the moor, and also where I come from. Where I come from, it's all tin mines. Everything's tin mines where I come from. And I love that aspect of it. It's part of my heritage. And I love the Bronze Age. So my next video, if I'm on the moor, will be a Bronze Age one, but I'll certainly do more tin mining stuff because I adore the tin mines. Yeah, Mike. All the time I've been watching Mike, the only thing he's ever had a problem with was a bear, if I remember rightly. He seems to be totally fearless of the alligators. What book is that? It's the Dartmoor Tin Miner, 1860 to 1940. That looks as though it's backwards. I don't know if it is, but anyway, yeah, that's the book I'm reading. Well, I'm reading that one, and I'm also reading Erebus, Michael Palin's book on. How am I going to make it out to Montana again soon? I'm hoping to. I'm also thinking about Iowa. Somewhere completely different, flat, full of cornfields, children of the corn country. So yeah, I'm hoping to. And maybe take a trip up to the Great Lakes because it's only comparatively short drive. Goodbye, Karen. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for your help and your secretarial skills. My social secretary, Karen. So yeah, I'd love to go back to Montana, Mike. I love Montana. Um, Tree Meadow car size. Where is Tree Meadow car size? I don't know that mine. Yeah, I did actually just mention that, Jay, about going down there at some point because that's also on that area of land that might get closed to wild camping. I will go down there at some point, but I want to go out to the um, Ditsworthy Warren Rows and out to the villages that are out along there. Yeah, I've seen that, Mike. I'm thinking possibly Wisconsin, but I mean, I'd love to go up and go out with Larry out on the boundary waters. I'd love that. That would be a dream come true. Thank you very much, Barry. Thank you, and see you again sometime. Don't get out of the swamp much. No, you don't. Hale Leedstown. Ah, I might have to go and have a look at that one then, because that's where my brother lives. Well, down near that way. Yeah, I've got very lucky. My daughter, I don't know how she did it. I've actually got a signed copy. That's my Palin's signature. So you wouldn't believe it, but there you go. So yeah, I've got very lucky with that. I don't know how she did that. Yeah, I've got an awful lot of books to read as well. Um, I'll get around to it one day. Well, now the winter nights are in, when I'm camping, I could easily take a book with me, I suppose. That's something I don't normally do. I've only just worked out how to download books onto my phone. All right, Dave. It's been great to have you on board. Now the boss is home. Two Boy Scouts together. Yeah, you might get arrested for that. If you watch Mike's videos, he walks through these areas and he he goes to what he calls his hills and the lumps in the ground, and then he goes to another area where it's all white sand, and I mean it's a wonderful area to walk around. I'd love to have a wander around there. How cold is it with you, Si? You look pretty rugged up. It's 7 a.m. and 21 degrees here. Um, well, I've let my fire go out, so I mean probably only about 16 or 17 in here. It never gets very cold in here. My walls are well between 3 and 4 foot thick in places, so I don't get very cold in here. Yeah, I don't. For some reason, I don't seem to pack a book. Mind you, a lot of the time it's so. damned wet up there that your book would just end up just a soggy mess most of the times. It's right for you down there in Florida where you get a thunderstorm and then it's back to 30 degrees. Suitable for, yeah, it is. It never gets very cold in here. I think 2010, I think it got down to about 10 degrees in here when I came home from work one day. Um, and that was during the really, really, really cold winter. It was minus. This country is weird. It was -10. I left here to go to Penzance. It was -10 here. By the time I got to Penzance, it was 12 degrees. Only you, Sandy. Um, to be honest, well, they're certainly not cob walls. I should imagine it's made of the local shelley. Um, Possibly a bit of granite in there as well. I don't know. It's rendered on the outside and it rendered on the inside, so I couldn't really tell you what the walls are made of. A signed book by Eric Idle. Yeah, I don't know how she got that. I do not know how she got that, but I'm very grateful. Seven a.m. and 21 degrees. Yes, they're both from Monty Python, Mike. Have I decided banjo, guitar, guitar, banjo for some different sounds? No. I did buy myself a slightly different guitar the other week. It's oh, just here, nylon strings. I don't normally play nylon strings, so it was quite a nice new toy to buy myself. But yeah, I'm certainly not going to be trying to play a banjo ever. -15. Yeah, I'm not interested in going out in that. That's for sure. It was, like I say, -10 here and 12 degrees by the time I got to Penzance, which is only 70 miles away. So quite a big difference in temperature. Have I ever had any spooky camps on Dartmoor? Spooky. No, not really. Um, no, can't think of anything. Waking up with a fox on me was pretty spooky. Hello, Tony in Brixham. Yeah, I won't ever camp on Roost Tour. Um, I took a photo on Roost Tour, and there appears to be um, a skeletal head looking over the top of the rock at me, um, and there's nothing there. I've been up with Ant. I've been up on my own, taken the photo several times from different angles. Whatever that was, that evening when I took that photograph wasn't there when I took the photograph, if you know what I mean. So I suppose that, but I wasn't camping. So yes, that is a certainly a spooky thing that has happened to me. Yeah, I'm sort of enjoying sort of playing sort of or making up sort of Spanishy type sounds at the moment, and the nylon strings is perfect for that. Much softer tone. Um, Banjos now, no. I did play with the idea of getting a mandolin for a while, but there's a chap at work that's got a mandolin, and all he keeps telling me about is how he can't do this and how he can't do that. And I just thought, yeah, all right, maybe not then. I'm too old to be, yeah, a lot of mizzle. A lot of mizzle. Well, anywhere west of Dartmoor, well, anywhere west of Princetown on Dartmoor is a lot of mizzle. A lot of mizzle. You got a hurricane coming in. I didn't realise that. As I said, if anybody's not sure, Mike's in Florida, and as everybody knows, that Florida gets a lot of hurricanes, certainly at this time of year. Yeah, minus 2010 was a very, very cold winter. Even down here, it was very, very cold. Um, but minus 20, no, we certainly didn't get that low here. I might look into something like that. Solid top 8 string ukulele with a sound hole in the back. I've never even heard of one. Oh, I might have a look at that. Mike lives in the swamps. He's a bog trotter. If he was over here, he'd be a bog trotter. Hey, Ant, how are you, mate? Yeah, all is well. All good. Yeah, I was just saying to somebody back along, I will have to get in touch with you at some point about getting up to the lakes and doing a paddle and camp up there at some point. Yes, I did know you played 5 string banjo, Elliot. Hi, Dan. How are you, mate? There's another one I need to get up. I'll get in touch with you about a camp sometime after Christmas up your end, Dan. Will I ever? Um, I could do, but I don't. If people like it, then yeah, sure. I don't. I could go on to Bandcamp, I suppose, and just put it on there. Um, I mean, it's not that good, but if you want, yeah, I could do that. Well, I'll get in touch with you sometime, Ant. Bit busy before Christmas, but certainly time sometime after Christmas. half-inch thick. Cheers, Billy. Yeah, have a good day at work. The ukulele site. I might look into that. Never know. There might be somebody in the UK that can get hold of one of those. Yeah, I might look into that. I haven't watched that one yet. I noticed it was up the other day, and I will watch that video. Bobcat tent. So, anybody got anything exciting they're doing in the near future? Jinx, the Jinx. Yeah, I don't think he's got a musical bone in his body, other than the fact that he also likes the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You'll have to send me the details on that one, and that does sound interesting. You've got a new tent to try, and it's not a bobcat. Your woodwork is awesome, Steve. Some of the things that the pictures that you've put up on Facebook, awesome woodwork. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Are you going to be filming that, Jay? Because I did enjoy seeing you going out to Hen Tour. I won't say any more than that. Well, hello, Gohan. Excuse the pronunciation, and thank you very much, Laurel and Hardy. Yeah, we're like that off camera as well. There is there's more that happens off camera than what I catch on camera. Sometimes it's hilarious. It's a wonder we ever get anywhere. We are chalk and cheese. We are totally chalk and cheese. So different, but we do get on. It's weird. No, it's brilliant, Steve. It really is. Really, I mean, I couldn't do it. That's for sure. I'm hoping. As I said, I'm hoping to do a bit on the South Moor this weekend. I won't be able to go far because I don't want to push the knee too much. The Gower Peninsula. Have I been to the Gower? I think I've been to the Gower. Back in the 80s, I went there with my now ex-wife. Pretty sure I went to the Gower. Just put the video out. I'll watch that at some point. Coming through good here. You mean the sound? Well, you're only in Brixham. I could probably shout to you. Yeah, I like camping alone, but I'm not. I'm not a total recluse. I don't mind camping with others as well. It can be a good laugh. Can be a good laugh. Oh, I enjoyed Joe, who used to be the Hoot Bivvy wild camper, and Sandy, the Wiltshire man. We walked the Litch Way a couple of years ago, and that was a really enjoyable hike. That one, it's up on video there somewhere. But that was really, I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, thank you, Han. Thank you, and likewise. It if you're not subscribed to Ant Survive the Night, please go and subscribe to him. He's a great fella. Um, he comes from Lancashire or somewhere up that way. We shan't hold that against him. He's a lovely bloke. Yeah, it was great camp, that one, Sandy. I really enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed that. Used to date a British girl, but the language barrier was too much for the relationship. Where was she from? Newcastle? Sorry, Jimmy, if you're still there. And does if you've just subscribed to him, leave him a message telling him to start making videos again. Um, he takes his cameras and all he does is take photographs. Sheffield, well, Yorkshire, that's same difference, really. I, I've got no problem. It's funny because I've got no problem understanding people from the far north and people in the south, but I get to the Midlands, get in and around Birmingham and Wolverhampton, especially. I remember going to Wolverhampton and just, well, I couldn't understand a word anyone was saying. Oh, sorry. Yeah, watch ants videos. They're brilliant. I'm getting confused with the ant now. I know too many ants. Latest on the paddling adventure. Elliot, the river is going like the clappers. Since I made that video where I went out to look at the river, it's I think we've had one, maybe two dry days. We've had some horrendous weather down here. Um, I really don't know what I'm going to do about that. I really don't know. Oh. Um, Hello, Wimborne Dusk, Dorset. That's two people from Dorset. Good Lord. Dusk Hunter. What a great name. Yeah, I don't know at the moment, Elliot. What I will do is send you an email when the river levels have gone down a bit. Yeah, he takes his camera and never actually films. He just takes photographs. Are they hats behind? They're my helmets from when I was in the fire service. So that was my first ever helmet, my second ever helmet, third, and then my last. Yeah, it's horrible out there. Devon accent is not the best. The best accent, actually, I think the best accent is Southern Wales. Um, but my Cornish accent is far better. East Cornwall accent far better than any bloody Somerset accent. Thank you, Tango Liban. Tango Liban. What a great name that is, too. Manchester, no, there's only one team in the country, and that's them. West Ham United. I've never heard them shouting, no, but I wouldn't have understood it anyway. I wouldn't have known whether they were shouting or not. I, I've got nothing against it. It's a great accent, but I just can't understand it. I love accents. I love dialects and accents and things like that. But no, I can never understand the Midlands accent. It's weird. I couldn't even. I mean, Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool accent is a brilliant accent, and some people seem to think it's hard to understand, but I can understand it great. And even Jimmy, I take the mickey that I sometimes need a translator with him, but I can understand perfectly. Jam and cream, or jam and cream, or cream and jam. Thank you, Nicola. You know full well that the cream goes on top, butter first. You know the cream goes on top of the jam. I can understand you perfectly, Anne. Well, funny you should say that. Plymouth's 13 miles from me, and they've got a different accent to mine. If you go to Plymouth, as goes here and as goes there and as goes to Asda's and that. You can't. Yeah, they're quite hard to understand too. Proper Plymouthian. Hey, Steve, you're up in Scotland at the moment, I believe. I'm not even going to try and say that, Steve Bettany. Dunna say dinner it inner proper. Dinna say dunna it inner polite. Yeah. Jam then cream. Quite right, Elliot. Lockwell Dam. I do paddle up there sometimes. Little bit of history. My granddad actually built Lockwell Dam. He was the site foreman. Um, I've got a film on it somewhere in my back catalogue. Yes, I do paddle up to Lockwell sometimes. Um, I've never paddled from Lockwell, but I might do that at some point and go down river and do a camp under the bridge or something. Well, there you go then, Nicola. You knows you goes to Asda's. Cheap way of getting into even the secondhand stuff on eBay. Yeah, canoes are a lot of money. Um, you might you might get lucky with a secondhand canoe. Um, you I mean, you could try the inflatables. I don't know if Dan's still here. I know he's used an inflatable. Um, I've never tried the inflatable stuff, so I really don't know. But yeah, canoes are very expensive, very very expensive. Yeah, Mullion's beautiful, Steve. It is a gorgeous area. Anywhere around that area, well, anywhere sort of Houston down really is gorgeous. Well, Truro down, Houston Truro. In fact, anywhere's gorgeous down there really. Yeah, you could join a club. Yeah, 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 custard. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've they're not something that I would get into, but each to their own. I know he uses his inflatable and swears by it. Each to their own. I wouldn't have liked to try to do lock shield on it, that's for sure. Yeah, so I've had the same sort of thing in Montana, ordering something, and I can't remember what I was making pasties, and I went to the shop and asked them if they had any swede, and no, well, turnip. Well, they showed me turnips, little turnips. In Cornwall, we call Swedes turnips, which is actually the correct name because a Swede is actually a Swedish turnip. It's only the English that just shorten it to Swede. Anyway, of course, I didn't know that in America they were called rutabagas. I thought that was a make of car. Anyway, tried a canvas canoe once. It was very fast for 10 minutes and then ripped on a branch. My hero, well, one of my outdoor heroes, if you like, is a chap called Bill Mason. And he used a canvas canoe. And some of his videos, even he's dead now, he's been dead quite a while. But some of his videos are on YouTube. Path of the Paddle, I think, is one. Water Walker is another. And he used a canvas canoe, and he was going down some pretty rough. If you see the rivers that I don't know if anybody watches. What's he called? Flipping out. Baird, not Ted Baird, the other one, Jim Baird. If you watch Jim Baird and see the rivers that he goes down, that was the same sort of rivers that Bill Mason would sort of go down, and he would do it in a canvas canoe. Silver birch. They aren't bad canoes. Why is he selling it? Oh, he's bought one of those lightweight ones, isn't he? I don't like the look of them. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what he was thinking of. I don't know if Dan's still there. Yeah, they're made out of fragile materials. Yeah, I think they're fine on the rivers that Dan, the type of rivers that Dan's got over in the east and the canals and things. But you certainly wouldn't want to run them on. I wouldn't run them on the tidal section of the Tamar, let alone the other sections. The South Downs would probably be warmer and drier. Bivvy for 14 hours. See, my bivvy bag's an old British Army 1982 version with no hoops and things like that. So, you're just looking at the skies for 14 hours, which suits me fine. Um, don't know. Depends which one you've never done and which one you'd like to try. Yeah. Uh, oh, service in the fire when I was in the fire service. They're nothing special. I mean, if it's a hoop bivvy, I wouldn't want to spend 5 minutes in it. I've never liked the look of those things. Never. Novice Wild Campers just put up a short film with what looks like a really good torch, one that you can just clip to your pack or whatever. Um, can't remember how many lumens it was now. I mean, it did go up to really big, 1100, I think it was. It's a little tiny, weeny thing. Um, I might go and have a look and see how much they cost. Lots of different modes, and it's waterproof as well. With something like that, if you're going to have a torch, I would want something like that, something that I didn't have to hold in my hands. I haven't been to bogey nights in a very long time because I would soon empty my bank balance in there. It is a good place, but yeah, no. I know I am still going. I have no idea why. 1 hour 16. People keep talking, and there's 26 in the live stream. So it's not something I'd want, but like I said, each to their own. I know Mind Wiseman loves his and swears by it, and I think on the Thames it's perfectly fine. But I wouldn't want to use one down here. Although you did go out to sea in yours, didn't you? Go out on the south coast of Devon, if I remember rightly, camped in a quarry. And you did go out to sea and almost drown as well, mind you. Oh no, that wasn't on the that was on the hard deck, wasn't it? Ruined your camera. Yeah, I don't know anything about inflatables. Nothing. I've always used a hard shell open canoe. Just inflatable dolls. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Carl. The yeah, the tone is going to go downhill fast now. I'm going to have to log fairly soon because Carl will be having a beer in a minute and it'll get much worse. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going over to help the Russians somehow. You won't change him. You won't change Carl. For those that have never seen Carl's channel, Carl's the chap that will go out the moor for an overnighter with a 120-litre pack filled um, to the brim, and he'll make himself a roast dinner while he's out there. He's a lovely bloke, but he's absolutely bonkers. Totally bonkers. Try the English. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's probably closer to his body weight. Oh, 24. Well, I did wonder about catching the ferry across to Brittany and doing a hike in Brittany at some point, but the price is a bit steep. So I don't know. Don't know. That's the only way I'm crossing the channel with the Jinx. He's been in the canoe once, and that was yeah. Elliot will tell you. I don't get scared in the canoe very easily, but in the middle of the River Dart, and he's wiggling about. Right, we're losing people. I'll give it another few minutes. With 1 hour 21 minutes. I mean, good God. Yeah, he hated it, didn't he? He hated every minute of it. It was really quite funny, but cruel at the same time. 21:45. Good God. We'll give it to another 8 minutes, and then we'll call it a night. If I can ever work out how to turn it out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can turn this off. Yeah, I bet it was. Bet it was hairy. Good night, people. Those that are going. Well, now I know how to work it. Yeah, I will do another one at some point, Nicola. Don't expect me to do any live chats from camp though, because I don't have interweb and stuff like that on my phone. So I'll have to be doing it from the cellar. But I will do another one at some point. 100. It is 120 liters of cider. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Cider and fresh food to cook on the moors. Fair dues, though. He does manage it somehow. Yeah, okay. I will do another live stream at some time. Um, Obviously, I don't want to bore you all with it, but yeah, I will do another live stream at some point in the future. Once a week. Nobody'd want to see my ugly mug once a week, mate. um, no, not once a week. Maybe once a month. Once a month. I was surprised we got to 30 people. I mean, I didn't even know I had that many subscribers. You can't eat the wide load funky prepper totes around. You've lost me there, Steve. What a sack of horse feed. Oh right, yeah, yeah. He had to get rescued off a mountain, didn't he? By God, I've forgotten her name now. I should remember it. I met we had her out at Nuns Cross. Nice lady. Can't remember her name now. Wild Soul V. That's right. She had to go and save him. That's right. Wild Soul V. Yeah. Mind you, she can walk. She walked the bloody socks off me that day. 5 a.m. Bloody hell. Yes, you better get to sleep. And I think we'll call it a night anytime very soon. In fact, we might as well call it a night now. Yeah, it's great to see you as well. Or not see you, but hear from you, Anne. And I'll get in touch with you about that Christmas thing. No kettle shot in this one. No, it's in my bag. Sorry about that. Right, I will knock it on the head now. That's an hour and 27 minutes. All the best, Jay. Night, guys. See you later, guys. Right, let's go work out how to turn this off.